lot of exciting sponsors here who have supported us. Thank you all for joining on time. I know a lot of you would have family work, school drops, early morning calls. You all braved all of that to be here.
Yeah, especially yesterday I saw the Bangalore traffic, it's so big. So thank you so much for everyone coming. We're going to kickstart the DEWCON now. So DEWCON essentially started as like a very funny conversation, like just talking to Ashwin, like I'm visiting India, so let's plan something, some kind of a meetup or anything. So Ashwin kind of telling like, oh, why can't we do some conference? And I just laughed it off and left it. And next day we started like, okay, why can't we do the conference? And here we are. We didn't know that we end up here. And like, was so happy and like overwhelmed by the response, like we actually has to close the registration because they're kind of overbooked. So this is like super thankful for everyone who come to here.
Yeah, thank you again, because like Anand said, we were fully booked, I think 4 or 5 days back, and we accepted a couple of more registration. I was explaining someone because of personal relationships, the work that we do with them, we still had to accept a couple of more folks. And thank you for folks who've traveled abroad from the US here. We know this travel, Joe is here, Karine is here. They've taken their time and effort to be with you, to share what happens in the US. One of the things that I always miss, I have missed it in early part of my career, is not being aware what the emerging markets, observing that trends and aligning myself and my career path to that. I think it's important such conferences and such great speakers that you have today bring that experience to you. And we'll walk you through some of the logistical aspects of things. But before that, I would like to thank some of the volunteers who have done that. All of us have full-time jobs, but I would like to mention some of the names. I'm sorry if I missed some of your names. Just made a mental note. And these are folks that I've worked with running my community of events, and all of them are very senior in their career paths, in their roles, but then they spend a significant portion of and running behind data-related events, right? Just a quick mention of the names: Abdul, Sabrish, Srividya, Nandini, who's both of them are managing the registrations here, Shri from Coke, Arun, Aditya, Shrey, Muina, and MK. A lot of these folks have been behind the scenes working in the logistical aspects of this event, and I'd like to thank them as well. Moving ahead, Anand.
Yeah, so we are also very grateful to all our sponsors. Now, thank you so much, Vinod, for the sponsorship. Informatica is here, E6 Data and Skyflow. So thank you so much for giving the sponsorship and making this as a reality. Thank you.
Yeah, just a quick backdrop here. I think it can be a honest confession. The original format of this event was we would collect whatever the Taj basically charged, which was like 4,000 bucks for the ticket price. But then we felt it will not attract all the people. We didn't want to have sponsors in the initial phase that we wanted. But then thanks to the sponsors who reached out to us proactively and then said, hey, to support you. I think without their help, this event would not have been possible today. And it's all its grandeur today. It's all thanks to the sponsorship and support from them. And you should definitely network with them, understand some of the things that they do. Some of them are speaking today as well. And some good emerging trends that you would observe in each of these 4 different companies that you hear. But quickly, a run through of the morning agenda, and I'll skip the afternoon agenda. So for the morning session, we'll all be here, but for the afternoon, we would split the room into 2. Immediately after this, Vinod, who's the of One House, he's going to be on stage talking about Apache Hoodie Lake Houses. I'm sure that's he's going to be covering some of the key trends that he observes in the market. He was sharing some grateful insights a couple of minutes back. Now, after that, we've got Joe joining us, and I'm sure a lot of, how many of you know Joe?
Wow.
A lot of fan clubs.
A lot of fan clubs.
Yeah. We should take a group picture. Joe, we should take a group picture later. You want to do that? Yeah. Joe, come on stage. Come on stage. Come on stage. Come on stage.
Joe, come on stage.
Joe. Yeah. Thank you, Joe, for joining us as well. He was flying to a nearby country. We said, hey, why don't you take another hop and come here? Thank you for accommodating that as well. And after that, we've got Vishwanath from Informatica talking about what everybody wants to hear, Gen AI. So, and how Informatica is addressing that, right? And towards the last part of it, we've got a VC join us, right? And there's a specific reason I wanted a VC to join us as well. There are a couple of more VCs in show of hands, Lightspeed, Axel, EC, no? Nobody's come in yet, but they will come in. There are 3 or 4 VCs who will be in the room. Now, one of the things that me and Anand observe is the talent pool that we have in India, the amount of vertical knowledge and domain knowledge that we process because of our consulting efforts that we do with some of the giant players here, the domain knowledge that we process is great, right? And with the product suites that are available here to help you automate and build domain data models, there is an immense opportunity for a lot of you to become startup founders as well. We may not have a lot of investments on building foundational models yet in India. Probably we've got a lot of founders here who can share their experience as well. But we believe a lot of you, data professionals, because of the nature of the work that you do in the world of consulting, you can bring some of these expertise and build domain data models or domain-driven data products as well. Right? It's a form belief that both of us carry, and we wanted a VC to give and share his or her perspective in terms of what you can for the ecosystem as well. And that's something we'll continue to do. Both Anand and me are here through support you in that journey as well. Right? And that's the morning half. We break for lunch at 12. And in the second half, we'll split the room into two halves. You can check out the agenda in the calendar. I'm not going to go in that detail now in the interest of time. But a last bit. This event is a little bit heavy through the day, right? We've got back-to-back session, but we want to also provide an opportunity for all of you to network. And that's conference, and I go to a conference just to network. I'm usually not inside a conference room, but today I'll make an exception. I'll take some notes here. But there is a center called Community here, and on the first floor we have a networking event that will start approximately at 6 and go until dinner, and it'll be drinks and a lot more fun to know each of you personally, and also find some friends and find some common connections and observe and learn from some of the companies that are being represented here, right? So it'll provide an informal setup, and we'll meet at 6 in Community. It's just at Big Red Road, 700, 800 meters from here, right? If you've not expressed your interest for that in the registration desk, please do during the break. The reason is they said they have to arrange the number of bottles of beer, right? So just for that, we just need the exact count of people that will be there, right? With that, we would invite our next speaker, Vinod from Manaus.